So proud of you for taking elementary Greek. You are laying a foundation that will help you to know God better, to know His Word better for years to come. And we begin with the alphabet, pronunciation, punctuation, syllabification. These issues need to be addressed in learning any language, and so we begin with the alphabet in Greek. 6 columns here. I wish to pronounce the letter for you and how it is understood and what it sounds like. And note especially the 5th column here, the 5th column from the left, the 2nd from the right. That is the letter in lowercase in Greek, and that is going to be how you recognize it most often. So let's begin with alpha, and the 3rd column over has, in italics there, is the way the letter sounds in Greek. So alpha, A is in father. Beta, B is in Bible. Gamma, G is in gone. The lowercase Greek letter gamma looks a little bit like an English Y. It's a gone, gamma, gone. That's how it sounds. Delta, D is in dog. Epsilon, E is in met. Zeta, Z as in days. Eta, A as in obey. Notice the eta in the capital letter looks like an English H, and in lowercase like an English N, but it's eta, A. Theta, thing. Iota, E as in intrigue, with the long I, intrigue. Kappa, K as in kitchen. Lambda, L as in law. Mu, as in mother. Nu, N. And here notice the Greek lowercase n, nu, looks like the English V, but that's the Greek nu, n. Xi, as in axiom, xi, x, just the X sound, X, as in axiom. Omicron, A as in not. P as in peach. Pro, as in rod. But notice in both the capital and lowercase, rho looks like the English letter P, but it's rho as in rod. Sigma as in study. Notice the lowercase, there are 2 symbols for sigma. The symbol on the left of the slash mark is the internal sigma, that is, it's the internal of a word or the beginning of a word. The symbol on the right of the slash is how sigma is written at the conclusion of a word. If it's the last letter of a word, or if it's a suffix, it's the end of a suffix, it has the S that looks a little bit like an English lowercase s, but with the last line below the mark on the line itself. Tau, T as in talk. Upsilon, U as in the German, U with an umlaut, or U. Phi, F as in phone. Key, K as in lock. And key here looks like an English X, but it's K. It's key, pronounced hard, K. Psi, Ps as in lips. And omega, O as in tone. You'll want to perhaps go back and move the cursor back here and re-listen to the alphabet over and over until you can get it down exactly. If you're ready to move on, let's think about pronunciation. A few slides here just on pronunciation of individual letters and their relation to words. First, the gamma and the gamma nasal. The letter gamma usually has a hard g sound, as in get, but when gamma is beside another gamma, kappa, chi, or xi, it's pronounced as n. This is called a gamma nasal or nasal gamma. So here's an example. You see the two gammas there in angelos. It's pronounced angelos, not aggelos, but angelos. Gamma with another gamma, a key, kappa, or xi, and we have the n sound, angelos. Second, breathing marks. If a word begins with a vowel or the letter rho, which remember looks like a P, Greek places one of two breathing punctuation marks over this initial letter. The upsilon and rho both take a rough breathing mark with a h sound. So, chuper, chrema. Sort of a little bit of a guttural and h in your throat. Chuper, chrema. The smooth breathing mark is unpronounced, it's silent, as in apostolos. Third, diphthongs are the occurrence of two vowels that produce just one sound. It's sort of a bringing together of these two vowels into one sound, and the second vowel is always an iota or an upsilon. So, alpha iota as in isle, iro, iro. Epsilon iota as in 8a. Omicron iota as in oil, oikia, oikia. Au as in sauerkraut, autos. U as in soup, ude. We as in sweet, huios. U as in feud, euthus. These are diphthongs, two vowels, one sound. We can go back through them just quickly here again. I, a, oi, ow, u, hui, you. Let's think about punctuation and syllabification. We've already looked at the alphabet. We've thought about some ideas of pronunciation. Now let's think about punctuation for a minute. In Greek, there are a couple of punctuation marks that differ from English, and I want to draw your attention to them now. A period above the line, as in egg katalepon here, though it can occur after any word, it's just a semicolon. That's how a semicolon is written, a period that is elevated above the line. That is a semicolon. And a semicolon in Greek is a question mark. So this word would end with huion as a question and a question mark. So punctuation, two punctuation marks that differ from English. A dot above the line, that's a semicolon, and the semicolon itself is a question mark. There's a phenomenon called elision, similar to contraction in English, when certain prepositions and conjunctions end with a vowel and the next word begins with a vowel. The final letter of the conjunction or preposition will drop and be replaced by an apostrophe. So, apa-emu becomes op-emu. And notice the omicron disappears and is replaced by an apostrophe. Here, this is an apostrophe and not a smooth breathing mark. Notice because it's not above an initial vowel. Op-emu instead of apa-emu. Third note on punctuation and syllabification, accent marks. Here and syllabification patterns we want to go over, and then I want to read some in Greek from Hebrews 1:1-4, just so you can hear and begin to identify patterns. And then we have one more slide. We will think about vocabulary. Feel free again to stop the slideshow and Go back and listen several times, even to individual sections of this slideshow. We have about 4 more minutes remaining of this slideshow, but feel free to break it up in segments, re-listen to certain parts, or listen to the whole thing several times. It'll be a pattern that you'll need to do. Most slideshows you'll need to listen to multiple times throughout the week. Perhaps even once a day would do you well. Let's think about accent marks for a few moments in Greek. These mark pitch or stress within a word. The acute accent mark is a line that goes upward, like polutropos, polutropos, polutropos. So there's an accent and it sort of elevates the voice. Circumflex is a half circle over a letter, polymeros. And that is pronounced in such a way that the voice sort of goes up in pitch and then down. Os, os, plumeros. And then the grave accent marks, a line going downwards. Theos, theos, theos. Greek words break into syllables in similar ways that English breaks into syllables. Best way to note this is just, again, put, as your elementary school teacher taught you, put your hand underneath your chin, and when you speak and pronounce a word, each time your chin goes down, that's roughly a syllable, and patterns come easily. Hebrews 1, 1 through 4. I want to read it a bit slowly and then try to read it more naturally, and just you can hear, and I'll do a bit of reading and translation as well. Polumeros kai polutropos palai, ha theos lalesos tois petrasen en tois prophetais. Ep escatu ton chemeron tuton alalesin chemin en huio. Chan ethek and kleron amon ponton, dihu kai apois en tus ionos. Verse 3. Chas on apaugos mates doxes kai character tes hupostaseos autu. Pharon te ta ponta to chremati tes dun ameos autu, katharismon ton hamartion po esamenos ekathisen en dexia tes megalosunes en hupselois. Tasuto kraton gen amenos ton angelon, chaso diaphoroteron, parautus, kekleron maken, anima. Here, the punctuation, the stress, the syllabification of this great paragraph, God, who in times past spoke to the fathers, to the prophets in various means, various ways, in these last days has spoken to us in his Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, through whom also he made the universe. Even in English, pronunciation matters. How that sentence sounds helps to deliver its overall meaning, and the same with Greek. Take just verse 2 for a moment. Ep eskatu, eschaton, eschatology, in these last tone, hemeroton, two-tone, in these last days, elalesin chemen en huio, in his Son, in Son, literally. Han ethek and kleron amon ponton, dihu kai apois en tus ionos, through whom he made the worlds. Play the slide over and you'll catch on to patterns of voice as we progress. Last slide, vocab starter. Here you have the lexical form of the word, a bridge, some link to help you know the definition, and then the lexical form again. Angelos, the bridge, an angel. This bridge is something I've come up with. You may come up with your own and be creative as we go. Notice the third one down, anthropos, anthropology, man or mankind, anthropos. And in the middle, amen, sounds like amen. Develop some kind of a chart like this and it will help you to learn vocab as we progress.